Going on? Rob Cesternino back with you to set up a very fun series of interviews that I had the opportunity to participate in for a brand new show that's called The Traitors. It is coming to Peacock, and all of the episodes are going to be dropping on Peacock coming up this Thursday. And so it's very exciting to have a brand new reality show with a star-studded cast that is going to be participating in a brand new social strategy game that I'm very excited to get the chance to talk about. So here today in this series of interviews, I participated in the Traitors press junket. You're going to hear my conversations with the host of the show, the amazing Alan Cumming, who I've gotten to see a little bit of the first episode, that he is phenomenal as the host of the Traitors. And so very fun to get the chance to talk to him about what's going on here on this show. And then you're going to notice there's a lot of familiar faces on this show. I'm going to have a conversation with the great Cirie Fields, Cody Calafiore, Stephenie LaGrossa Kendrick. They are all going to be together on one panel. We've also got a panel with Rachel Reilly and Kyle from Summer House. They're together. Brandi Glanville and Arie from The Bachelor are also going to be together on this Traitors junket. So you're going to get to see and hear my conversations with each of those people. I have a really fun way that I'm going to attempt to cover the Traitors season as well here on Rob as a Podcast. All the episodes are dropping on this Thursday. I am going to, you've heard of binge watching. I'm going to binge podcast this entire show. And the way I'm going to do that is starting at 10 a.m. Eastern on Thursday. I am going to begin with a recap of episode 1. And throughout the day, I am going to be back to watch an episode and then come back and record a recap live with Puya Zambakili. We're going to do 10 recaps of Traitors. We got a whole schedule of when we are going to be recording what episode. And so if you are available and want to be participating in this big event coming up on Thursday, would love to have you join us. If you can't join us live, of course, all of those recaps will be turned into podcasts for you in our Rob Has a Podcast feed at robhasawebsite.com/subscribe. And each recap is going to be its own video. My idea is to also try to go a little bit shorter on the recaps. I know when you're binge watching a show, you don't want to stop down and listen to a super long recap. So we will watch an episode come on, do maybe, 20, 25 minutes of a recap, and then get back to watching. And that is what we will be doing. 5 episodes on Thursday, 5 episodes on Friday coming up this week. So that's our plan to cover Traitors. To hear a little bit more about Traitors, I'm very excited to bring you my interview with the cast of characters participating in Traitors. Hope you enjoy. What a treat it is for me to be here today with the great Alan Cumming, who is going to be hosting the Traitors. Alan, this is such an interesting assignment for you to take on, the host of the Traitors. What was interesting about this for you after you've done so many other things in your career?
I love you just going to say why there. I just, just felt like it, and I just thought it would be fun and different, and it certainly was. And I just like the idea of playing this character. I mean, I am the host, but I'm not really. It's definitely not me. It's a very heightened version. I sort of swan around this castle and wearing capes and things, and being very spooky and theatrical. So it was just the theatricality of it and the campery of it. And it was like, 3.5 weeks of my life in Scotland, and I always loved going to work in Scotland, and that was why. And I watched the Dutch one and really enjoyed it. And then I spoke to the producers, and I really liked what they were planning, and I sort of came to it and liked being this sort of Bond villain. Yeah, it was it was that really, the sort of theatricality of it.
Yeah, it's so interesting because you are yourself, but you're also playing this character who is very interested in murder and intrigue. So what did you draw on to go into this part of your personality?
Well, I mean, I sort of drew on a lot of things. I had someone speaking in my ear all the time. I was sort of ad-libbing a lot of the time. So my kind of days of long ago doing stand-up comedy, and when I do concerts, you have to sort of be very nimble and deal with things that can go wrong. So I drew on that. And in terms of, you know, the murder stuff, you just kind of, it's almost like getting into the character. This show is all about that, and you want it. It's all about whipping up people's emotions and feeling that anyone could turn around and be treacherous to you, and you literally could be murdered any day. So it's just a question of, I mean, I guess I'm sort of creating a mood that the show can sort of bask in.
Are you a fan of reality TV normally?
No.
So it's so that's just so interesting to have you here. So what are you hoping to bring to the genre that might not be there normally?
Well, as I'm not really a fan, I don't really know what's there. But I mean, I imagine there's nobody swanning around a castle in Scotland in a kilt in these shows. So there's that. I just think it's. I hope that it's refreshing that there's someone who is the host who is a weirdo, and is not just a sort of bland host, and is kind of part of the theatricality of the whole show. You know, I think that will. I mean, that's what I certainly tried to do, and also, you know, today I'm seeing the contestants, the celebby ones, kind of for the first time, because we weren't really allowed to talk to each other and stuff like that. And I also, when I did speak to them, I was speaking in this character and being very, you know, disappointed in them. And so it's actually really nice just to see them. And I realised that the effect I was having on them and the way they talked about me, that was working. They were kind of sort of scared, and like, you know, they would really take things I said and try and analyse them, and it was hilarious, actually.
What was it like to be around these really big reality TV personalities?
Well, it was fun. I mean, as a sort of not really a reality TV person, I didn't. There was a couple that I recognised and knew, but it was more for me just a fascinating thing to just watch these people who are quite skilled at these games. This is you know, sort of on steroids version of the things, but to watch them all, how they operate with each other. I mean, that's what the thing is. It's sort of this sociological experiment. We're all watching these people kind of like in a Big Brother-y way, but then having to do these competitions and then having to, like, you know, kill people or banish people. So it's got this whole range of things, and watching them behave and lie and how good people are at lying or not was really, really fascinating.
Alan, how do you think that you would do if you were to be a player in this game?
I think I'd do pretty well, I think, because I'm quite a good actor, and that's the whole part of it. And also, I think you've got to be sort of able to get on with everybody, able sort of, you know, to sort of make people trust you. And I think I do that quite well. And also, I realised one of the things I'm good at is making people feel uninhibited and letting go. Like when I have a bar called Club Cumming in New York here, and it's one of the reasons I have that is I feel like I create an atmosphere for people to have fun and let go. So I think that would stand me in good stead, because I would make people feel uninhibited, and then get information from them and kill them.
Okay. What about if you were one of the people trying to find out the traitors? Do you think you would be good at detecting who the traitors were as well?
Yes, because also when you're a faithful, you've also got to sort of be, you know, you've got to, like, make people believe it's not you, but also try and find out information. So yeah, I think in a funny way they're more similar than you might think. But yeah, I think I would prefer to be a traitor. Who wouldn't? If you're going to play a game, you want to get the best lines and be the baddie and get to kill people.
Yeah. Did you enjoy doing this? Would you want to do more hosting of future seasons of Traitors or other reality shows?
I don't know about other reality shows, but I certainly would like to do this again. I really liked it. It was such a gas. And I mean, I felt like I had a sort of front row seat at this really fun game that I'd never encountered before. So yeah, I definitely would like to do this. I mean, I think it was sort of like acting a character in the middle of a board game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it was a really strange experience, but really fun.
Well, from what I've seen, you really do really bring it to a super fun level of the show. And so it's really, really exciting to watch. And so very much looking forward to seeing how it all plays out. And I think it's going to be something that's really fun for reality TV fans.
Thank you. I hope so. Thank you very much.
All right, Alan, thank you for making some time to talk about this, and can't wait to see what you come up with on the show.
Okay, see you.
Thanks, Alan. Wow. Look at this panel. Look at this. This is incredible. Okay, all right. So we are here with Stephenie, Cirie, and Cody, who are participating in the Traitors, coming to Peacock here. And first off, so cool to talk to the three of you and see you all in this setting. Let me, I guess, I'll start with Cirie. What is this like to participate in Traitors after your illustrious Survivor career?
Oh my God! This is next level mind game. This is not like Survivor. I love Survivor, but this is so different because it does have challenges, but it's not a challenge based. It's more of a mental puzzle constantly. Permanent paranoia would be the perfect description.
Constant anxiety.
Now, Cody, you are used to living in a house with all these reality people. Now, this is a house, but it's so different than the Big Brother house, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, completely different, way more beautiful, and you're not locked inside all the time. But yeah, like Cirie was saying, just piggybacking off of that, it just was a completely different game. There's like a built-in element of distrust that's like times 10 from what I experienced on Big Brother. It's a wild game.
Yeah, Steph, what attracted you to coming and doing a show like this?
Oh gosh. Well, I was on a 12-year hiatus, so
yeah,
I was really excited to be, offered the opportunity to get back out there and to try to win. I'm a 3-time loser. Well, 4 with Snake in the Grass. Great. So I really wanted to win a reality show and compete. However, you are just super anxious the whole time because you really don't know who you can and can't trust. So.
I think what's interesting about this concept is that you have people from all these different shows and different walks of life. Were there any people that you were in this situation with that you had not met before but were excited to be in this game with?
There were 10 other people that I'd never met before or even seen on television, so I was excited to meet all of them. Because as we all know, in these games, numbers count.
Yeah.
So I was really excited to get to know the other 10 players.
Sure. Any of the other personalities that you had seen from afar?
There was some really interesting, there was a eclectic group of 10 people.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting. I could see why they were picked because of their personalities that stood out. So there was some I related to, some I didn't relate to, and I wanted to get to know more about.
Yeah. I would say probably some of the Bravo contestants too.
I was going to say.
I was like, we're going to get some drama. I can't wait for this.
Even the celebrities. I watched it. Yeah.
And it's like to see some of the Bravo personalities on the show with us, I was like, this is going to be quite different. I think we're going to have a lot of people that don't hold their tongues.
Yeah.
And that could make for some fun drama. So it was interesting when we saw some of the other reality personalities that were going to be on the show.
Yeah, Stephenie, how are the accommodations compared to what you're used to from Survivor?
Way better. Way better. I mean, you're in a castle. Come on. A gorgeous castle in Scotland.
No comparison.
Not even close.
Yeah. Cody, what about as far as living in the castle as compared to the Big Brother house? Is it a completely different experience?
Yeah, because I don't know why I was thinking this, but going into it, I thought all castles were like haunted. And so it was a little bit different where, in the Big Brother house, like each room is right there where there's no real hallways. Like I would come out of the room and at the end of the hallway, I'd be like, I don't know what I'm going to find down there. So I'm just going to go back the other way. So it was a little interesting and a big adjustment.
Got lost a couple times.
Definitely got lost a couple times.
What is the game like? Can you explain just how the game is going to work?
So the game is basically a winner takes all if there's a traitor in the end. So every night there's a banishment and there's a murder. And the traitors, whoever they are, they get to murder one of the contestants. But we as a group all day after the challenge, we're talking, just like on Survivor and Big Brother, you're talking about who you think could be a traitor and who we're going to banish. And the ultimate winner, if there's a traitor left in the end, they win everything. But if there's faithfuls, because there's traitors and faithfuls, the faithfuls would split the pot.
Steph, what about working with Alan Cumming, who is the host of the show, who is a really big personality, definitely has a different approach to what he's doing with the show than like a Jeff Probst?
He is just perfect for this show. I mean, he is over the top and a little dramatic, or a lot dramatic, and he's hilarious. So it was really cool actually seeing him in action versus like Jeff, who I'm so used to, who's just, you know, off the cuff and so, you know, out there in the jungle, like out there with us basically. Alan comes in, you know, kind of looks like me. He's in his plaid, you know, he's like dapper, right? And he's throwing, you know, things, and he's just very dramatic. And funny. And, you know, you've seen him in so many things, in so many movies. So to just be in his presence is kind of cool too.
Cody, is there like more of a bond with people who have been on the other reality shows versus the people who are coming in as first-time players who have never been on reality TV before?
I don't necessarily think so. I think it's a lot about who you connect with individually. And when you're thrown into these games, whether it's a reality person or just one of the people that haven't been on a show before, personalities connect over, you know, experiences. Like just because we were on shows doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be connecting. And so I found myself a lot of the times connecting with a lot of the new contestants that hadn't been on television before. And so it doesn't necessarily make us just all migrate towards each other, where you would think maybe it's like, oh, the group of non-reality personalities are just going to go after the reality people and vice versa. It wasn't really like that. So it was a really cool dynamic.
Great.
Cirie, do you have any fun stories about life at the castle that you can share with us?
Whew, boy, I got a few now. Wow.
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a great question, Rob. Let's see. I think walking into breakfast every day, because you don't know who to expect to be there. Like every day that I walked into breakfast, I'm looking for Stephenie. Obviously, I know Stephenie very well. We played together. And I didn't want her to be murdered. So every day I'm sitting there patiently waiting, like, please, 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 let Stephenie walk in. And I think she probably did the same for me.
Yeah.
I don't have any juicy...
It's like a nail biter.
Yeah.
You know who walks in.
No juicy castle stories, Rob, or I'll tell you.
There's a guy named Fergus. There's a guy named Fergus. He's kind of creepy. Like castle man. Fergus! He would yell. What's his name? Alan. Fergus! Give me my coat!
What,
it's very dramatic.
What does Fergus the castle man do, Steph?
Anything Alan says.
He's a keeper.
Shine my shoes, bring me tea, dig the grave.
He's like a butler?
Yes. He's like the castle
butler.
butler.
Describe him like a butler.
But he's scary looking.
Like a groundsman slash butler.
Go gather the peacocks. Remember the peacocks? There were peacocks.
Because it's on Peacock.
One of the peacocks got hit.
I don't know if we...
I don't
know if we...
One of the peacocks got murdered.
Was that part of the show? Was it from the Traitors?
No, that's not even on the show.
Not by the show.
It was a sin.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, remember how loud they were? They would go like make those...
Because they would walk all over like nothing was there.
Yes.
So somebody didn't see a peacock.
Like we were on their grounds.
Not that part, Rob.
Yeah. Or
I don't know if I have control of that. All right. Well,
it's on Peacock.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this show. It looks really cool from everything I've seen. So I think it's going to be really fun to get you all interacting and playing the game together. So I really appreciate you all taking some time to tell us about what's coming up. But I think this looks really, really fun. So yeah, good luck to all of you in the game.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. Good seeing you.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you always.
All right.
Bye.
All right, we are here with my longtime friend, Rachel Reilly, and my brand new friend, Kyle.
What's up, Rob?
Very excited to talk to both of you about Traitors. I'm so excited about the premise. Rachel, you have done so many different things in your esteemed reality TV career. How does Traitors rank against some of the other experiences you've had?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely up there, like one of my favorites because, well, first of all, we filmed in a castle in Scotland and it was amazing and epic and just like, it's a murder mystery, Rob. So like, you know, it's so cool. It's way different than any other game I played, but it was such an amazing, like epic experience.
So Kyle, for you, how does this experience compare with now living in a house with a bunch of reality TV stars and also game show contestants?
I mean, look, I was probably the only person there that was like, oh yeah, there's surveillance, like, you know, and you're in a house with a bunch of people and, you know, drama ensues. But I felt like I was a complete fish out of water from like a competition perspective, right? Like there's some people that have not only been on some of these shows, but have gone on to win them, and they are all about the strategy. And I think the Traitors has this incredible like premise, like you said, and it's just one big social experiment. And so even though I filmed with, you know, infrared cameras in my bedroom before, I don't think that gave me any advantage.
But there's definitely just as much drama.
No doubt. Rachel, what do you do to prep for a show like this?
Oh my God. So Rob, I literally, you know me, I'm crazy. I'm laser focused. I was running every day. I prepared for all these competitions, right? So I would go work out in the sauna because I would think like, what if there's like a hot thing? I would go to like those like cryo chambers because like it's freezing in Scotland. So I was like, what if I need to be cold and like learn how to do that? And I would just like run, and I was like thinking in my head, like laser focused strategy and how I was going to play a good social game. Because as we know, I'm not the best social gamer. So I was really focused.
What do you mean?
I mean, we all know.
You're a winner.
Okay. I am a winner. That is correct. But when it comes down to it, I don't know if I would say I'm the best social gamer ever. But for this game, I like really was determined to be good at the social game.
Man, listening to all the prep she did, I'm just like,
yeah.
Well, I did zero.
I know.
Yeah. Kyle, did you know the background of some of these reality TV game players that you were living with before you came in?
No, I mean, what I think they did really, really well was it was completely like under wraps. Like we had no idea who the other contestants were, right? And I have never actually even watched these shows, which would have probably been an obvious thing to do. You know, I don't watch a lot of TV. I'm working my butt off. The only prep I did was just trying to get my company to a place where I'm like, all right, guys, like hopefully you got it from here. I'm gonna go into a castle in Scotland. But yeah, I mean, it was, had I known, I probably would have watched some of those shows, and then I probably would have gotten into my own head because I'm like, oh my God, these guys are social gamers. Like, they've backstabbed before, they've lied, they've cheated, they've stolen. Like, I'm just like, I can party.
Is there a lot of partying that goes on at the castle?
I've done 9 seasons of other partying on shows where the drama is, you know, as a result of that partying. This was a completely different experience.
Rachel, I know you know who everybody is. Who are you most excited to get to spend time with when you came onto the set for this season?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm obviously, like, the second I saw Cirie and Stephenie, I died a little because I was so excited. We had just filmed Snake in the Grass, and I was so excited. I had no idea they were coming. And then, of course, I see Cody, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I'm going to have an alliance. I'm going to know everyone. And I was a huge fan of Kyle and Brandi and Reza and Kate, and I was just like, wow, I can't believe, like, and Ryan Lochte, like, I can't believe all these people are on the show with us. So I think I was kind of like a little bit fangirling.
Yeah. Were you excited to see people that had played Celebrity Big Brother?
Yeah, well, yes and no, but you know that Celebrity is Big Brother is nothing like regular Big Brother.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just like, you know, they played Celebrity Big Brother.
So it's different.
It's way different, yeah.
All right, I'll have to
It's
get
way
the
different.
download on that.
Yeah.
Can I ask you both, what was it like to work with Alan Cumming? Because I saw a little bit of the first episode, and he is in his bag in this as the host of Traitors.
Oh man, when I first saw him, I was so, you know, true to myself in the sense that I just walked right up and shook his hand. He's like, "Yo, I'm your host. I'm like mysterious. This is like the intro scene. I'm just like, hey, Kyle."
Yeah.
I was a little starstruck because I'm like, the guy's, you know.
It's Alan Cummings, and then he's such, oh my God, in this role, he is like so good.
Yeah,
like,
he was like made for this because he introduces the right amount of humor. You know, he's moving things along. He's obviously got a real Scottish accent.
Yes.
Which is thick as shit.
Yeah, and he's like talking about murder and treachery, and like he makes it so dramatic and fun. And I felt like it was so fun to like watch him enjoy the show.
Yeah, he was in his element.
Yeah.
Rachel, how would Brendan do at Traitors?
I mean, I don't want to like zing my husband, but I have to say, I think he was my side coach the whole time, Rob. You know, before the show, telling me how to play and all this stuff. I don't think he would have done, you know, that great. I think Rachel Reilly still wears the crown.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Kyle, what about after doing a show like this? Are you ready to go participate in a Celebrity Big Brother?
To be honest, this was such a fun experience unlike anything I've ever done. Now I'm just like, sign me up. I don't care. Like, now I just want to do more of them just because it was, you know, it was just such a fun, like, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Yeah. And I'm like, wait, I hope I get another chance. So I'll have to figure out the difference between Big Brother and Celebrity Big Brother other than the word celebrity.
It's pretty basic, the difference between the two.
You know,
yeah.
I will say, I'll coach you. You got.
I just don't know if I can disappear for like 3 months. Like I have a company to run. I don't know how people do that, but.
Do you think I could make it in Summer House?
Can you party?
I can party. I'm agreeing to partying.
Well, then you've got a chance.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're very excited to see you both participate in Traitors, and thanks for making some time to talk about it. And good luck.
Thank you so much.
Rob.
Great to meet you, Rob.
It's so good to see you.
Always. Take care.
Cheers.
Bye.
Hey, Brandi. Hey, Arie. Rob Cesternino. Very excited to talk to you both about your involvement with the Traitors coming up. Brandi, how does this experience compare with being on The Real Housewives?
Honestly, there's no comparison. It's different. It's a game. That way, like, in the end, you can always say, it's a game. I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings. I just had to do it. On Housewives, you can't really do that.
Yeah. Arie, what was so interesting about the Traitors that made you want to come out and do this?
For me, you know, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, such a like personal journey, obviously something that is like very high level because it really deals with my personal life. Doing a game seemed really intriguing to me. Not a lot of pressure, you know, if I win or lose, it's, you know, not the end of the day.
Or so we thought.
So yeah, exactly. And then I get there and then I'm like, wow, this is actually really intense.
A lot of pressure.
But yeah, no, for me, it was just a really cool sort of offshoot to do something different.
Brandi, how did Celebrity Big Brother prepare you for an experience like this?
It was incredibly helpful, honestly. You know, I watched back Big Brother, and since doing the show, I am a fan, and I do watch it a lot. And I'm like, there's so many things I would have done differently. So I was super excited I jumped at the chance to do this game. And however, there is a lot more to Traitors than there is to Big Brother. So it's a completely, as much as it's similar, it's completely different.
Arie, is The Bachelor good preparation for a show like this?
No, I mean, The Bachelor is just completely different. You know, you're obviously, there's no one I can really woo on the Traitors, and plus I'm married now with kids. So, you know, it's just so different. It's just very intense, you know, paranoia around every corner. You don't know who you can trust. The challenges are amazing. That was a really fun part. The missions were really cool. But yeah, totally different, but at the same time, both really great shows.
What's it like, Brandi, to come into this experience where, there are other people who have done reality TV shows and like competition game shows, but then also a bunch of people who have never done anything like this before, and now you're all together in one game?
Right. So Arie and I were talking about this earlier. So, knowing that some of these people come from backgrounds of winning Survivor and winning, Big Brother, that's very intimidating, but at least you know where you stand. And then there's the other half of the team that they're not on television. They have regular jobs, which I don't know what the jobs are because they lied to us about all the jobs. No, because we know a little bit of something about each person there that is on reality television. Whereas the other group, like, we don't know anything about them, and they can tell us whatever they want, and they did. Mm-hmm. So it was, that part of it, people thought, oh, wait, you guys are, have a leg up on them because you know about cameras. That said, they knew about us. We didn't know anything about them. So it was very difficult.
Mm-hmm. Arie, what was it like to film this show in Scotland?
Well, the setting was incredible. Obviously, I've never been to Scotland, so it was really cool. Very green, obviously. The castle was huge, and it was really fun to stay in the castle with the castmates. I would say that for me, though, you're so locked in on the game that the missions were cool because you finally got out of the castle, got to explore the countryside a little bit. But it's just so ultra focused on the relationships and the social side of the game that it really was like sometimes you had to kind of like sit back and be like, oh my gosh, we're in Scotland. This is beautiful.
Yeah, it was hard to relax because it's like hurry up and wait to see, what's going to happen, who we're going to kill, who we're not going to kill, who is going to get murdered, who we're going to vote out. It was like you're on pins and needles the entire time.
Mm-hmm. Brandi, is there downtime where the cast can get to socialize on a show like The Traitors?
No, we're sequestered. So we have we're all under the same roof in the castle, but we have, like, when the show is done taping, we have somebody that takes us to our rooms, and you have no phone, no computer, you have no idea what's happening on the outside, and you're stuck with your own thoughts, and that's not always a good thing. Your own
wondering
thoughts,
if you're making it to breakfast
no
in the morning,
and you don't know if you're showing up for breakfast, and you're just your mind plays tricks on you.
Mm-hmm. Arie, what was it like to work with Alan as the host of The Traitors?
Alan's incredible. He's like such a professional. He nails it all the time. His outfits were on point.
He's hilarious.
He's hilarious. He's just such a great guy, and I think that he brought a whole element to it because that is where he is from. So I felt like he really brought
the authenticity.
Yeah, it was really cool to have him be the host.
And he's so iconic. To see him walk out of the castle, I was like, that is not Alan Cumming. I was kind of in shock. I'm like, he's schlepping it with us, or schlepping. What is it when you're like?
I think you got it. Yeah.
Yeah, schlepping it.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, when you saw Alan, you knew either someone was murdered,
right,
or there was a mission. And that was kind of terrifying because sometimes these missions were not only physical, mental, but sometimes they were just terrifying. Some of the things that we did were pretty crazy. So, when you're watching this back, just know that, it was difficult to get through.
I was caught on fire. It's fine.
I mean, what caught on fire?
Me almost.
Oh, you almost caught on fire.
I mean, watch and see.
Yeah, gotta have to see it.
Oh my God. Brandi, what was the part of The Traitors that was most appealing for you to come out and do this show?
I wanted to show people that there is a different side to me, that I am not just the drunk girl that throws wine and says the F word. So I wanted to show people that, I could participate in something like this and do really well. And that was what was kind of exciting about it for me.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to watch how this is all going to play out. And I hope you both do sensational in the game. Is there anything else that you want to let people know before the season kicks off?
No, we won.
Okay. All right.
I have the word.
All right. Well, thank you both so much for making some time to chat, and can't wait to see how the show turns out. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Great. Take care.